Now, the possibility of life beyond Earth is an exciting one for the scientific community, as you might imagine. But how quickly would we see life thrive in an environment like that?
Dr. Derrick Pitts, Chief Astronomer and Director of the Fells Planetarium at the Franklin Institute, joins us live in the CBS 3 Einstein Science Center tonight with a closer look on what could be a scientific breakthrough. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
How are you, sir?
Thanks for having me.
So break this down for us, because, I mean, a lot of people may not understand exactly what's happening here. How significant is this discovery?
Well, this is a step in understanding what the possibility is for finding an environment that would be conducive, that would be supportive of life at this location if there were any life there. You have to remember that when you're talking about life, you have to be able to identify energy sources, food sources, and activity that would brand something as life. Now, nothing's been found there yet, but they found a potential energy source in the hydrogen gas that's coming from the hydrothermal vent that's on the floor of the ocean at Enceladus. And to me, to admit that there's a liquid water ocean is surprising enough, let alone the fact that there's a hydrothermal vent that provides not only the chemical composition that can help to build up the organic molecules that life would be made of, but it also presents a really nice warm environment for the life to develop, should there be any there.
Doc, you are dropping some knowledge on us tonight.
Wow,
wow. You said nothing's been found there yet. Quick question, though. Are we talking life developing in what, hundreds of years, thousands of years? What do you think?
Well, it took life to develop, it took life billions of years to develop on this planet. So it's not that we're necessarily saying that the development of life begins now. It could be that life has been developed there for a very long time, and we're just identifying the fact that there's this energy source in the hydrogen gas. So there could be life there already, and all we have to do is figure out a way to identify it, see it, detect it, if you will, and that might be able to be done with the next mission that goes out to Saturn in 2020.
That makes it an even more interesting conversation. And you mentioned that NASA didn't expect this. They weren't looking for it. It just kind of cropped up. What could NASA do to further study this phenomenon now that they've stumbled upon this really amazing discovery?
Well, one of the things that's really great about Enceladus is that it has jets of liquid water, essentially, that blast out into the surrounding atmosphere around the moon. It has geysers, and these geysers are spewing out this mist of water vapor. So what could be done is we could fly a spacecraft through that mist and use spectroscopy to be able to identify possible byproducts of a metabolic process, the process of something eating and digesting something. Essentially, we could sniff for waste gas, if you will, that might help us understand the possibility of the existence of some life there.
So it sounds like you believe there are other moons and other planets in our solar system that could be producing similar gases in their oceans?
Well, this isn't the only one. The other one is the moon of Jupiter called Europa, which also has the same kind of environment, which is a frozen icy crust with a liquid water ocean underneath. And if you think about it, the liquid water oceans with these hydrothermal vents are beginning to present to us almost the exact same scenario as we've had here on Earth for the possible development of life. So we have this perfect analog, if you will, between the two. So who's to say what could be going on there? We have to dig deeper.
Doc, one last question.
Yes.
Personal question. Are we alone?
See, there's the big question, actually, Yuki. That's the really big question in all of this work that everyone, astronomers everywhere, are doing to try to figure out if there's life elsewhere in the universe. We really want to know, are we alone?
That's not an answer, Doc. Come on, we thought that you were going to break big news here.
You know what? I wish I could, but it's a big universe. Who knows what's out there?
Oh my goodness, so exciting.
We know that you are here, and we appreciate you every time you come by.
Thank you
very
sir.
Much. Thank you, Doc. So we wanted to know, lovers of space, do you believe in aliens? We polled our Facebook and Twitter followers today.
Okay, so of those who answered this poll on Facebook, 86% of you said you do believe in life out there. Only 14% said no way, not a chance.
On Twitter, 70% of those who voted said they believe in alien life. 30%? Not happening.
Okay, so we want to hear from you. There's still time to vote. Head over to facebook.com/CBS Philly or find us on Twitter @CBS Philly. Weigh in. Let us know what you think. I know my grandmother's watching. She has always felt very strongly that there is life on other planets and that she believes they've been here.